known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason. And it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And away we go from Lumen Field. This will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Rolling back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Lamar now from the gun. Forced out to his right. On the move, looking deep down the middle. It's complete. Oh, my. They left it wide open downfield. He does it. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings take a 6-0 lead right away. It's a Justin Jefferson touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Return starts at the 3. And following up as he gets the return to the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. It doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Back to the well again. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, they love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Play action on 1st down. Finds him on the crossing line. He's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That chunk with a nice 21 yards. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Down. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
That's a win to one. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks finish up their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for Bloc as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that
now to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, checks it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson. So 2nd down coming up. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. And quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance. This offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
He finds his running back on a deep shot. Nicely done. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Lamar off the play fake. Buying some time right. That's it. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play.
Oh, you know what, Kate? That defense right there, they thought they had a huge play until they saw that ball bouncing out of bounds. One bounce and just the other direction. They're off the field. Instead, they're on the field. They got to shake it off, though, and keep this offense from the end zone.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on. He isn't moving out there. He'll drop it. Offensive hurry up here. It's down. Here's Jackson. Is caught by the back. He's able to get this to the 32 before going down. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Throwing now off play action. Makes the grab and bounds left side.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Moore's got it. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Someone stepped in, it's intercepted. And the Vikings are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at Lumen Field in downtown Seattle.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And off we go from Seattle.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Well, looking deep here for Flowers. And that's going to be incomplete. The Seahawks at 5-8, 3 games under 500. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
He's off to a great start here in this first quarter. It seems like this defense is probably going to have trouble containing him.
I would agree with that. I love the observation. And here's the thing. Their game plan coming to fruition. You knew that they came in thinking that they could run it, and now they're proving that they can and doing it in a big way.
Right back to him on first down. And he's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Operating from the gun, Meyer. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year.
And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. It oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Jackson now.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson. Still going inside the 20.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson,
70 yards.
And the Vikings are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 63 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
A gain of 2 brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Back to throw. Meyer. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Seahawks' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2.
They'll try the left side. McDonald. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson flushed out right.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens on that. Like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset. That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
Here's Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. This is caught. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter, 21-7. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Throwing is Jackson. Rolling to his right. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. And did he get the feet down? Yes, touchdown. T.J. Hockenson from 3 yards out. And the Vikings have cut it back within a score. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11.
Operating from the gun, Meyer. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
So after 3 drives that ended touchdown, 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 they get bogged down on drive number 4.
Yeah, I don't know how excited you would be on the other side of the ball that they finally didn't score. You know, you're happy, of course, but at the same time, did you have that much to do with it, or did they just get tired?
Maybe it's just a sense of relief at this point.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
He finds his man, complete. That's McDonald.
He's going to have the 1st down and more than that.
And he takes it all the way down to the 22. That one goes for 24 yards.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Flush to his right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Lamar Jackson. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Vikings are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2nd and 6. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 4.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Meyer eluding the pressure right.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and...
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second and 10.
Looking to throw. Meyer.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
He's got room past the 30.
And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Back to throw again.
He's got the connection to Moore.
Boom! Still fighting through tackles. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
They'll look to throw again. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain.
Second down and a yard.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll fire deep, looking for more.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Seahawks have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now Jackson.
That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete on the deep ball. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, the first half very even. I mean, really in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, Curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man complete. It's McDonald. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Jackson steps away to his left. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
But this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Jackson.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Jackson. We're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. And Hockenson going to have the Vikings first down as he'll get this down to the 32.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jackson. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hockenson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw. Meyer. Looking deep here for Flowers. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. McDonald looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Jackson. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end.
And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line.
A big play there for Minnesota. 51 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
115 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Looking deep here for Flowers.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. 61 yards.
And the Seahawks have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And the touchdown apparently not enough. They want more, an onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive, because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
They'll keep it on the ground. McDonald, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
On first down, it's McDonald. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. 35 yards. And the Vikings add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you score.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Vikings will take over possession here up at the 44. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Being chased. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Vikings will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. McDonald, and he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they've got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeout.
It's caught inside the 25. And he's taken down inside the red zone past the Seattle 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 46 yards. They'll look to throw now on first down. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Devin Witherspoon.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
They got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And he gets it down to the 32.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. McDonald, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They'll try the left side. It's McDonald. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. This is 1st and 10.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Vikings are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.